NFL Rumors Mailbag coming at you here. Tom Downey, Mitchell Renz. If you have a question on the show, you just got to use hashtag NFL or Super Chat. We go live every single Monday and Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. So if you want to get your questions on the show, you got to join the live shows. The first question coming up here is a Super Chat from Zach Taylor. Will the salary cap actually be getting close to $750 million by 2026? Cowboys fan, Law Nation. Okay.
No.
No.
Look, I don't know where Law is getting the number from.
I have no idea.
But even if you factor in,
it's $180 million this year.
That's the floor.
Sure.
Even if you factor in a doubling from the TV deal, which is the TV deals, they're asking to double it. So I think double's reasonable. You throw in whatever extra gambling money comes in. I don't see how it's $750 million by 2026.
Yeah.
Frankly, if you get to $400 million by 2026, I think that'd be pretty significant.
Jay Henderson, to be candid, the Cowboys need a new owner. All right, if you guys want Tom Downey to be the new owner, type Tom Downey in the comments section.
And then when the salary cap goes up, which it will, I will get to pocket all of the money. Yes, make me Cowboys owner. I promise that I won't be anywhere near as bad as Jerry Jones. I promise you guys, I won't be greedy.
Well, if you want more Cowboys videos, go to youtube.com/CowboysTV. That channel, 90K subs. All right, this one's coming in from Kyle Bradley Casterline. 49ers free agency options.
Probably got to look cornerback, don't you?
Yes.
I mean, I assume your number one move is going to be pay Trent
Williams, which
will take care of your left tackle. But what is it? The top six, 5 of the top 6, something like that, are all free agents at cornerback. So at that point, I think corner is probably going to be the core area there. I think that's going to be where they're focused on ensuring that they're able to have reliable options at, and maybe they try and keep some money set aside to go out and make a big-time trade for a quarterback. I don't know, just a possibility there.
Kyle, I'm guessing you're a big-time 49ers fan. If you are, go subscribe to our channel on youtube.com/49erstv. All right, and really, really important question here. Who do you like more? Type M for Mitchell, type T for Tom. If you want to go ahead and give either of us a follow, you can give Tom a follow on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney, and I'm on Instagram at MitchellRenz365. So Tom and I were having a little bit of a debate, a little bit of a challenge. I mean, we're competitive people. So if you like Tom more, type T. If you like me more, I want you to type M. And then for both of us here, if you give me a follow on IG, coming up in about 10 minutes, I'll start giving some people some shout-outs. And if you go give Tom a follow on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney, he is also going to give some shout-outs. So that's coming up here in about 10 minutes. Show us some love. Show us that you appreciate what we do. And if we don't answer your question, you can always, ask us those questions on
The DMs
IG.
are open for that exact reason, so you guys can answer them.
And those are actually our pictures on Twitter and on IG. All right, got a super chat coming in here from DeLunatic. Oh, boy. Number 10 plus Gallup for New England's 15 plus Gilmore.
I would wonder if the Patriots would be open to a straight-up swap. Both guys in the last years of their deal, one younger, both fill significant needs for opposite
reference, 10 and 15 are their first-round draft picks.
Yeah, exactly. So I think there's something there.
Yep.
We'll see if it actually ends up going down, and I wonder how the injury for Gilmore would impact it on top of that.
Seahawks question coming in from Tony Carter. Okay, should the Seahawks draft another pass rusher if they don't keep Carlos Dunlap? I'll let you take this one.
It's an interesting position for Seattle to be in right now because they were in desperate need last season of an impact pass rusher. And they got a damn good one in Carlos Dunlap. He came in at 7 sacks, I should say. He was awesome. Yep. He was everything they wanted and a little bit more. The problem now is that Dunlap's hit this upcoming season is $14.1 million.
Yep.
None of it's guaranteed, so they cut him and save all of that. For a team with no real cap space, they got to consider it. But they're also light on draft capital.
Yep.
So how do you juggle being able to having a need at edge rusher last year, to still need one if you move on from Dunlap? How do you fill it? Draft? You just bring back Dunlap? You spent a second-round pick on Darrell Taylor last year. You're hoping he's going to break out. But I don't trust L.J. Collier. I don't trust Rasheem Green or Alton Robinson, some guys you've drafted in the early to mid-rounds. Can you spend another, let's just say, round 2 pick on an edge or a round 2 or earlier pick? That's a lot of capital to invest in one spot.
So I'm curious where you guys think about this one. Who's going to be the best pass rusher taken in round 2? The reason why I'm saying round 2 is because the Seahawks, they don't have a round 1 pick. So who do you guys think? Go down in the comments section. Let us know. Who do you think is going to be the best edge rusher in round 2?
I think he goes in round 2. How about Ronnie Perkins out of Oklahoma? If someone like a Jalen Phillips falls to round 2, give me him. But I think Perkins goes in round 2. I think as a pure edge rusher, you don't have to stop the run all that often. He'll have a lot of success.
All right, Talon, appreciate the super chat, my dude. Packers trade for Julio. What should they give up?
If I've learned anything from the DeAndre Hopkins trades, a lot more than what I'm kidding.
A washed-up running back.
I mean, I think the minimum is the Stephon Diggs trade, right? Which was
it's gotta be a first.
It's minimum the first rounder, and probably something extra, maybe even an extra first on top of that.
Yeah.
Frankly, if I were the Falcons and I were moving Julio Jones, I would ask for the Jamal Adams trade package. I'd ask for 2 firsts and Allen Lazard.
Okay.
That's what I would ask for.
I mean, Julio's owed like $15 million, and then it's like 12 and 11. I think is kind of how it breaks down.
A lot of it's been paid / is guaranteed already by the Falcons. So
okay, pretty interesting. All right, let's go to this next one coming in here from Protect Sports. Should the Washington football team trade for Gardner Minshew? No.
I mean, you can if you want, but what is he going to bring for you? He's not going to be
a mustache.
He's not going to be a franchise quarterback for you.
Correct.
You have backup caliber options already on your roster.
Correct.
So I don't see the benefit of giving up an asset for Gardner Minshew.
I mean, if you want a quarterback, you just go out and sign one. And if you're watching this live, we're getting ready to break down our top 10 free agent quarterbacks to go out and get. So, like, no offense to Gardner Minshew, I would rather have 5, 6, 7 of the names that we're about to talk about.
I would go make a big-time move for a quarterback in the draft. That's what I would do instead.
All right, we got Ingram Quick here. Could Jaylon Smith break out in Dan Quinn's system in a Vic Beasley / Bruce Irvin type of role?
I don't understand why everyone wants to make Jaylon Smith a full-time edge. Because that's more or less what you're asking with Vic Beasley or Bruce Irvin. Yeah, those guys drop into coverage and play Sam, but you're asking them to rush the passer for the most part. And yeah, Jalen's a fine blitzer, but he's not a pure pass rusher.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the ability anymore. He might have had it in his prime at Notre Dame, but not anymore. So, no, I don't think so. Also, I'm still paying a lot of money for that particular guy who's not a pure edge.
If you're a big fan of sports, well, you're in the right place. Chat Sports, here we are. We're an interactive YouTube channel, dropping new videos every single 3 hours. The link, y'all can see it below, youtube.com/chatsportstv, or just look at the big red button that says subscribe. Click that. Turn on your notifications. That way you don't miss anything, but we're covering college football, NFL, NCAA, we got NBA, we got literally everything on this channel, but we're called Chat Sports because we like to talk. So if you want an interactive YouTube channel around sports, we're the channel for you. All right, this next one's coming in from Joe Strickland. How about Gregory Rousseau at number 9 to the Broncos?
Well, first off, who's in charge of the Denver Broncos these days? Is it John Elway, who loves edge rushers, or is it George Payton?
Could be
because
if
it's Payton, I don't think Rousseau fits what his previous organization liked in the Vikings. Okay. I don't think Rousseau's as good of a fit. And I know you see the size. He did not play at 260, by the way, his last year at Miami, but it's fine. College is lie all the time. You've seen 19.5 tackles for loss, 15.5 sacks, that size, that length, the overall good athletic ability. You go top 5 lock, right? I got concerns with him.
You should. His first year, too.
He's only played 1 year.
Yeah, as an edge rusher.
Because he played, receiver. He was a receiver, which, oh, man, he's a receiver, right? The way he won at Miami, the 2 main ways, and frankly the majority by a pretty good margin, was he won cleaning up sacks, and he won on the interior. And now you're asking him to bulk up beyond what he was actually playing at Miami.
Okay.
Is he going to be a more interior guy? Because he didn't win off the edge. Because he doesn't know any pass rush moves really yet, outside of the rip move that destroyed guards every time he used it on them because they were guards. The way he won at Miami is not as translatable to the way he's going to have to win in the NFL.
Okay.
So the upside is very intriguing. Ignore the sack numbers. They are deceptive as to how good of a prospect he currently is.
Interesting.
I don't want him at number 9 overall. If he's there in round 2, hell yeah, sign me up. You trade down, okay. I can't spend a top 10 pick on him.
All right, so who will the Broncos draft at number 9? Go down in the comments section and let us know. Super Chat coming in from Talon. As a reminder, you Super Chat will put you on the show, or you can use hashtag NFL and wait in the line. Scale of 1 to 10, chance the Packers get J.J. Watt. So 1 being basically no chance. I guess it should be 0 to 10. 10 being that there's a 100% chance that they're getting them.
4.68.
For the Packers?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be around that number as well. So we broke down the J.J. Watt Destinations video. It's got about 40,000 views on it. Talent, please go check it out.
He'd be
the
a
Packers
fit, man.
are there. The Packers are there.
Yeah.
So, all right, number 1, New England Patriots fan. Interesting. What up, Harris? If we can get Derek Carr, supposedly we are interested in Carr. How much would it cost since Carr might be traded?
Take it away.
So I'm thinking at least you got to give up at least 2 first-round picks because that's what the Raiders want. But the other part of that is this. Like, the Raiders will not trade Derek Carr unless they can get an upgrade at the quarterback position. The only quarterback that's realistic that could be traded that would go to the Raiders, it's Deshaun Watson.
Unless you want to go get a first-year quarterback.
Sure.
Rookie. You could take those first-round picks and go get one.
The more realistic quarterback that plays for the Raiders that's going to be on the New England Patriots, it's Marcus Mariota. It's not Derek Carr.
Oh, we're going to trade him. We'll see. We'll see.
All right, Junior, you're next up here. Should the Seattle Seahawks sign a wide receiver like JuJu Smith-Schuster?
I really like the fit. As someone who can win underneath, which is something this team needs right now in either receiver or tight end because they didn't do any of that last year. Like, oh, no, cover 2. What do we do? Okay. 2-man under, what do we do? Whatever. I think it's going to be too expensive.
Too expensive.
Because you've already paid Tyler Lockett, who is great.
Yep.
And because you have DK Metcalf, who is great. Okay. You don't want to throw a giant asset in terms of a contract when you're already light on draft capital at the position. So even though I think it's a great fit in theory,
I'm with you.
I think the practicality of it probably not going to happen.
This next one's coming in from Elijah Hopkins. Should the Giants draft a cornerback? Not out of Georgia, though.
It's I think in the early rounds, based on what's been said and what Giants fan here, Marshall Green wants, I think a receiver of some type is probably a little bit more likely. They have James Bradbury, and he played great for them this past year. He was worth every cent that they gave him. They've spent a bunch of other picks on a cornerback in recent years. I don't mind drafting another one.
Okay.
I just don't think the team is in a position where they can make it their premium draft pick.
Yep.
I think you're probably looking maybe for day 2 unless they fill a lot of needs in free agency.
So we promised you earlier on that, hey, if you follow us on Instagram or Twitter, guess what? We'll give some shout-outs. So if you haven't already followed Tom on Twitter, go give him a follow at WhatGoingDowney. I'm going to shout out the people that just gave me a follow on Instagram. So I got DJ Binks _Dwayne under the, wow, I can't say that. TB Mir 22 and then Day Go Town. Appreciate the follows on Instagram. I got to show you this name that followed me on IG. All right, if you guys want some shout-outs, go give Tom a follow. Tom,
we'll give some shout-outs here. These guys who just came in. I've got Isaac. I've got Jeremy Anello. I've got DW, Daniel Fusion Rios, and then Spinks Edwards as well.
Wow.
There's also a Lion Lash Out, which is a Penn State fan, too.
So I got followed by Dwayne, instead of Rock, it's with a C, Johnson. Horrible.
That is right up your alley, Mitch.
It's so up my alley, and
right
I
up your
almost
alley.
read it. So shout out to everyone who followed Tom and I. All right, we got some more questions coming in here. Super chat from Jaden Henderson. Picks for MVP next year.
Healthy Dak Prescott? Nah, I'm kidding.
It wouldn't. I mean, he was on pace to throw for like 6,000 yards this year.
He's going to be in the discussion this year, and they probably would have made the playoffs.
I mean, he's my front runner for comeback player of the year.
He's the lock for comeback player of the year
if he plays 16 games. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, I'll throw him out there. If you want more of a dark horse sleeper, I mean, I think a guy like Kyler Murray is interesting to me. If you want a super sleeper, Justin Herbert. I mean, think about the year 2 leaps. Lamar Jackson won it in year 2. Patrick Mahomes won it in year 2. And if I'm going to pick a rookie, I could see a guy like Justin Herbert.
Don't fall for the Kyler Murray trap again, though.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Mark Orlando, you're next up here. If the best the Jets can do is a second-round pick for Darnold, don't you think it's worth keeping him if they decide to draft Wilson because of his size? No, if you can get a second-round pick for Sam Darnold, I'm taking that.
Yeah, like
in a heartbeat.
Like let me put it this way: if Darnold's not on your team, would you spend a second-round pick on a backup quarterback? No. You would rather draft a corner or an edge rusher or a receiver to help out your new franchise quarterback. So if you get a second, you deal Darnold in a heartbeat. Frankly, I don't think that's a move that the Jets would make.
All right, Liam, what up, man? We'll try to hop into this question. Where does Allen Robinson go?
Your puns are bad, and you should feel bad. Yeah. Bears franchise tag him.
I think they're pretty bunny. All right, so where does Allen? You think he's going to stay in Chicago?
I think the Bears will tag him. So yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
what do you do? Just say okay, bye?
I think so.
You got to tag him, man.
I think that they're going to tag him, sure, but I still think there's a way that he ends up on the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know why.
Okay, it's possible.
I see him going to the Baltimore Ravens.
Maybe a tag and trade then.
Okay. All right, let's go to Jaden Henderson. What's going to happen to Marlon Mack?
He's going to sign a cheap one-year deal somewhere where he can compete for a lead role or at least a rotation role and hope that he stays healthy and then try and cash in again in the future.